whole house. What on earth could
Some
do
sort
that?
of explosion, and a big one. Sounded like it came from the waterfront.
What?
Something blew up.
On the waterfront?
Or near it.
Do you think you know what it was?
I hope I don't know.
Hello?
Bert,
I know.
what happened?
Oh, that I don't know. Something blew sky high. Sounded like it took half the town with it.
Where?
Around the waterfront.
Well, that's what I figure, but what are the details?
Not yet. I don't have any. Could be any number of things. A warehouse, a pier, a
Yeah,
ship.
look, how about a commercial building? You know, one of those new ones constructed for the expo.
Not likely. Whatever it was went up right on the water. I've got men heading over there right now.
I'm on my way.
I'll see you there.
Do you know what it was?
Not exactly.
Then it wasn't anything you expected.
Well, I'm not going to know until I get down to the waterfront.
But you could make a pretty good guess.
Look, I can't do anything yet until I call
Valentine? What's he got to do with this? Is the WSB involved?
I just don't want to discuss it.
Robert? Robert, what's going on? Hello?
Mrs. Scorpio?
Yes?
This is Hector Gerald. I must speak with your husband. Is he there?
Yes, he is. Did you hear the explosion?
All too clearly.
What do you think it could have been?
May I please speak with the commissioner?
Yes, of course. Just a second. Robert, it's for you!
Yes.
I told you, Commissioner. I told you this would happen. What have we done?
Look, one moment, please, Doctor.
Holly, you can hang up the phone now, sweetheart. You were saying, Doctor?
It was the disc, wasn't it?
We don't know about that.
You don't doubt it?
Well, not really.
I knew it. Why wouldn't you people listen to me?
I listened, Dr. Gerald.
But Ballantyne wouldn't. And now look what's happened.
Let's not jump to any conclusions. Now, I'm calling Ballantyne right now, and I'm heading for the waterfront to find out just what did explode.
I'm going with you.
That won't be necessary.
It is for me. You don't seem to understand. I'm to blame for what happened. I caused this destruction.
You don't know that.
I have to see what I've done.
Well, I'll call you as soon as we find out.
I will meet you there, or I'll go alone.
All right? I'll see you at Kelly's.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
Try not to worry.
Well, it's a little late for that, isn't it? The damage has been done.
Jim showing up yet?
I haven't seen him, but it's been a circus here.
Bet.
Was it really a ship that exploded?
Blew itself right out of the water.
How?
Well, we don't know for sure at the moment, but 1 minute there was a Pier 33, the next minute it was spread the length and breadth over the waterfront.
How many killed?
Believe it or not, none.
So far as we know.
We're keeping our fingers crossed, but there will be quite a few injuries.
Yeah, well, I noticed a few waves have been through here already.
Yeah, well, it'll get worse.
Well, I'll do what I can for them when they come in. Why don't you have a seat?
Okay, thanks. Did you call Valentine yet?
He's flying here as we speak.
Not wasting any time.
Given the circumstances, would you?
No, but you know, it might not have been Dr. Gerald's disc.
True. It could have been some sailor having a smoke-ho by one of the oil tanks. But I wouldn't bet on it.
Neither would I.
Whoever has the disc...
Or had.
They were probably trying to smuggle it out of the country by ship. Unfortunately for them, they never quite made it.
Yeah, but fortunately for us.
Tell that to the injured people.
Was it my...
We don't know yet.
What?
Well, a ship exploded in the dock. Now, whether the disc was on board or not, we can't say.
Must have been an explosion of that magnitude.
There could have been other causes.
Don't try to make it easier for me. I know what I've done.
Why don't we wait and see, huh?
I don't have to. I tried to warn you. The authorities wouldn't listen. Now it's my responsibility.
No one was killed.
Thank goodness for that. We're fortunate the disc exploded this early. Thousands could have been killed. But that blast could have been 100 times bigger than it was.
Don't be too sure it won't be.
What do you mean?
Well, we still haven't buttoned down the cause of the explosion yet. It's quite possible your disc could be still roaming around out there somewhere.
Well, what could have done it?
That's what I intend to find out.
This has gone on long enough. I want to talk to Valentine.
I figured you might.
Will you arrange it, or I'll do it myself?
You'll see him.
When?
He'll be at my place later.
So will I.
Oh, Dr. Gerald.
Oh, hello, Spencer. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh, I've been better.
How's that new work coming? How rude. Well, genius is mysterious. Did you, send the old boy off in a huff? He looked pretty grim. You look pretty grim, too. In fact, you look like you lost your favorite toy.
What makes you say that?
Was that one of your ships, Robert? You usually take better care of your property than that.
We still do. Park it.
Oh, no, thanks. I gotta be going. I won't interrupt your business. See ya. Every breath you take, every smile you fake, I'll be watching you.
What do you think?
I think he finds us immensely amusing.
Well, I'm glad somebody does. Now, what about this disc? Do you reckon he might have it?
No. But he wants us to think he does.
Why?
Playing games, toying with us. I think that Luke still thinks I'm spying on him, so it's his way of putting me in my place. No, I don't think he ever did have the disc. I just wish I knew who does.
Much?
Was it the disc?
No.
Oh, you're sure?
Reasonably.
Well, then what did cause the explosion?
We don't know that yet.
Have you talked to Dr. Gerald?
Oh, yeah, at great length.
I imagine he was pretty upset when he thought his disc had blown up.
He still is.
He said that the explosion would be of a similar magnitude, only a lot greater, if it was the disc.
He wants to talk to you. I said we meet at my place.
When?
I guess we should be heading off about now.
Robert, what makes you so sure that it wasn't the disc?
I talked to the harbor master. He said the ship was arriving when the explosion occurred.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
Naturally, I assumed it was outgoing.
Mm-hmm, with the disc safely stowed aboard.
Thing is that most of the crew had disembarked. Now, it just doesn't make sense that the disc would have been on board if the ship was coming into port.
No, probably not, but we got to make sure, and the only way is to find out what did cause the explosion.
All right, look, let's talk in the car. We can call around while we're driving.
Good idea.
I want to make contact with the captain. If anybody knows what's going on, he should.
Oh, Mrs. Scorpio, is your husband here?
No, I'm afraid not.
What? Well, he told me to meet him here.
Well, then I'm sure he'll be along shortly. Can I get you some coffee?
Yes, please. It's very good of you. That's very good of you. I'm afraid I need a cup of coffee.
Well, coming up right away.
Thank you so much. Look.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes. No. You see, it's that explosion.
Yes, it was horrible, wasn't it? It's lucky that nobody was killed.
Oh, if there had been casualties, I could never live with myself.
Pardon?
I'm to blame.
But you? Don't be silly.
I could have been. That, or far worse.
I don't understand.
It's a terrible responsibility. Creating a new element that can alter people's lives.
Yes, but it's a good element, isn't it? It's a beneficial one.
But you see, we live in a world where there are no absolutes anymore. Good can have a dark side.
I don't want to think about that.
Neither did I. Until I realized that I'd not only created a force for good, but I'd unleashed something very destructive in the world.
Oh, Dr. Gerald, you're upset. You're overreacting.
I'm sorry. No, believe me, I'm not.
You're a very dedicated man. You've put your heart and soul into this project. It's easy to lose perspective.
On the contrary, I think I'm the only man in this city who really sees the danger we're all in.
I'm sure that if there were any real danger, that Robert would be taking precautions.
I warned him. I begged him, but he wouldn't listen. Neither would Ballantyne.
But Robert's a very caring, understanding, thoughtful man.
I agree, but he's under Ballantyne's authority. Where is Ballantyne? Has he called?
No, why?
Well, he's supposed to be here. I must talk to him. Of course, he didn't listen to me before. Now he'll have to.
What do you want to talk to him about?
About the disc, of course. Something must be done. Oh, at last.
Hello, Doctor.
Well, are you satisfied, all of you? Are you?
Would you excuse us, darling? We have, some important business to discuss.
Of course. Fertilizer?
That's right. The holds were full of it. It's not the only thing. You're trying to tell us that the ship exploded because it was full of fertilizer?
I know it sounds a little far-fetched.
A lot.
But I heard about it happening to other ships, but I'd never seen it.
I should hope not.
It was the nitrogen, wasn't it, Captain?
Exactly. It can build up very quickly. With the right conditions, it's extremely volatile.
Unbelievable.
Lucky half your crew wasn't blown to the moon.
I know. We had just docked. Most of them were anxious to get off the ship. You know, sailors.
Can't wait to hit port.
Usually it's a problem, but this time it was a blessing. A few of them were hanging around the pier, but most of them were on their way into town. We had just opened the holds. When the air hit the gas, it blew.
You are quite certain that this rather bizarre turn of events was the cause of the explosion?
Positive. Inspectors are going over the wreckage now. They'll confirm what I've told you.
Well, thank you, Captain, for a most intriguing explanation.
It's not your run-of-the-mill explosion, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I've had some experience in this kind of thing myself. Fertilizers? No, explosives. But I can be honest with you and say that I've never dealt with this sort of combustion before, and I hope I never have to again.
You and me both. Well, makes a good story for the grandchildren, though.
That it does. And once again, thanks for your help.
Glad to be of service.
Well, now we know. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Never ship fertilizer in anything that isn't airtight.
You think this is funny, Commissioner? You won't be laughing so hard if this happens for real. You'll have more bodies than you can count. You won't be cracking jokes then.
Now, Dr. Gerald.
Are you going to inform the public about this, or shall I?
Would you excuse us, please, love? Could you please wait just a minute, all of you? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Holly,
Maybe I should just go away until this is all over and done with.
I wish you would.
Is that why you keep shoving me aside? I'm beginning to feel like a nosy child.
I don't want you involved. It's for your own good.
I can look after myself.
No, you can't. This is different. There's real danger here. It'd be safer if you were out of town.
I don't want to be safe if it means being apart from you. Why'd you marry me if you keep having to send me off all the time?
You know I adore being with you more than anything else in the world. And if I suggest that we separate for a while, it's got to be for a good reason.
What? Tell me why, and maybe I'll agree with you.
Well, I think you should be spending some time with Nanny while she's recuperating.
I won't go without you.
I can't leave. Not now.
Why? What's going on? Why do you think it has something to do with Gerald's disc? Why do you think it's connected to the explosion? Or Luke?
What do you suppose he has to do with anything?
It was just a feeling.
Now, you put it all out of your head. Right now.
But it's true. It is all related in some way, isn't it? Tell me, Robert.
I can't.
You can't? Or you won't?
I thought you would have known me better than that.
I don't know anything anymore. I thought we were close. I thought that we told each other everything. Now all of a sudden you clam up on me.
Not by choice.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. Do you think I'm too dumb to understand, or maybe too frivolous?
Now you're personalizing it.
Well, what the hell do you expect? I helped you with Susan Moore's murder case. You depended on me, and now all of a sudden you're acting like it's some kind of international calamity.
Stop it. Right there.
What?
Look, I don't want to get into this. I certainly don't want you guessing or surmising anything. Now, just lay off this line of questioning, all right?
Why, Robert? Why?
Because anything I tell you is going to put you in danger. And I'm not about to have that for anything. Now, believe me. You forget this. All of it.
Have a choice. Do you want to be responsible for the deaths of thousands of innocent people? The public must be informed. By what right do we play God? We're toying with human beings here, not some equations and experiments. I won't allow this to continue.
You won't have to.
Then you'll make an announcement about what's happened?
No, I won't have to.
Now look here, we haven't time for this bureaucratic double talk.
We know that your disc is not responsible for this situation.
That's no guarantee that it couldn't be the cause next time.
Well, I'm reasonably certain that it won't.
What makes you say that?
I don't believe that your disc is a danger any longer.
What?
Darling, I have to call Celia. Do you mind if I use the phone in the communication room? I don't want to disturb you. Sorry to interrupt.
You're telling me my disc isn't dangerous? I created it. 14 years I worked for it. I know what Prometheus can do.
Well, with all due respect, Dr. Gerald, I've had a team of top scientific experts working on your equations. And after a full study, they've come up with a unanimous conclusion. The disc will not explode in Port Charles. Not this summer, anyway.
Oh, and may I ask where your gaggle of hacks decided that they had the authority to say that?
They feel that the proper atmospheric conditions do not exist here at this time for such an explosion to occur.
Well, for all our sakes, you'd better pray that they're right. I don't believe it. It's a very comforting thought, but hardly convincing.
Robert, can we get a copy of that report for the doctor?
Easily. Connie, go into the comm room if you would, punch up Washington, get them to send that information out, and then show it here to the good doctor.
You got it.
Oh, really, Celia? It can't be that bad. What color did you want the walls painted anyway?
Besides, whoever has the disc is probably not carrying it around somewhere out in the sun. More than likely, it's inside somewhere, in some dark spot, which would be ideal. I think we can safely assume it's in a cool, dry place. Perhaps even a room that's well air-conditioned. I'm telling you, Doctor, your disc couldn't be safer, even if it was being kept on ice.